Good morning, New Zealand. We have here this Land Rover Discovery 1995 diesel, and it is the last day today of the auction at a dollar reserve. The highest bidder is going to own this vehicle at 8:15 p.m. tonight. So we're going to have a look under the bonnet, fire her up. We're cold starting here this morning, and then we're going to go for a good drive out to Ngāngarū. Got a new timing belt, new head gasket, head has had a skim, and the ancillary belts have been replaced, the glow plugs have been replaced, the steering box has been replaced with a good second-hand unit, so she should be good for the next 100,000 k's for the new owner. The glow plug light does not illuminate, but you can hear the relay, so that doesn't really need pressing. Starts first pop if you wait for those glow plugs nice and quick. Inside we've got a little bit of wear, as you'd expect in the interior. That passenger door card's got a bit of wear on the top as well, and there's a little bit of separation between the centre console and the top of the dash, but the interior is pretty tidy in general. We've got dual sunroofs up here inside. Now the front sunroof does work, the rear sunroof actually is no longer operational, but it's stuck in the closed position, so nothing to worry about there. Front sunroof is fully operational, which is pretty rare for one of these. Any sunroofs, they're often sealed up by this age of vehicle. Around the back we've got the third row seating, plenty of space for full-size adults in the back here, although kids do love riding in the back because it's got the stepped up cinema seating, so everybody's got a great view, including the third row with the Alpine windows at the back. We're missing a little cubby box in the boot here, but that's again just minor interior wear and tear. Pretty tidy in the back seats here, nothing really to report. And in this front passenger seat, it does tend to self-lock from time to time, but it's not the end of the world. You can just unlock that pretty easily on that one door that lets go from time to time. Would you like to hop in, mate, and we'll go for a spin? Got a Bluetooth head unit here. The USB and auxiliary in as well. Goes pretty well. 6-speaker system in this. And we'll turn the heat down to cool now because being Northland, although it's the middle of winter, we're up to about 17 degrees already today. Turn it down so you can just hear the engine. It's a nice relaxed drive with the automatic. Certainly not going to scare anybody with sudden burst of speed, but does the job fine. Great thing about these engines is that they run on the smell of an oily rag. 8 to 9 litres all day, every day. Even fully loaded, that will only ever go up to to about 10 litres per 100 maybe. So it's extremely economical for moving large volumes or large groups of people. And of course you can tow 3.5 tonnes with this, like full-size Land Rovers. So just cruising along, getting up to 100 kilometres an hour now. She runs smooth and quiet enough for a big old 90s truck. And holds the road pretty well too. Of course, like all Land Rovers, based on the Range Rover, which this is effectively the same running gear as the original Range Rover. It has full-time permanent four-wheel drive. So in wet conditions you do have four-wheel drive on road, which means it handles the rain a lot better than, say, a typical four-wheel drive ute. You also have a centre diff lock and high and low range four-wheel drive, of course. Even though this vehicle's on its standard tyres, it's very capable, and you can just turn off the road anywhere and go bush. So we've got no airbags on this model and no anti-lock brakes, which is desirable for simplicity and long-term reliability. Generally speaking, Land Rovers are not known for having the best electrics, so the fewer of those, the better from a long-term standpoint. In fact, you can actually run these vehicles with no battery if you have the kill switch deactivated. That's the only thing that is electrical to keep the engine running. Once you're running, you can run all day with no alternator, no battery, if you so choose. So let's gauge the air conditioning. You'll have to take my word for it, but it is blowing nice and cold. So yeah, no issues with the air conditioning, no issues with the heat. It is actually a dual zone climate control, I guess, although it is entirely analog. Over 100. We can get up to a comfortable cruising speed of about 130, which is where it hits 3000 RPM if you're not a fan of speed limits. So it is capable of going a little bit quicker, but yeah, 130 is a good maximum cruising speed to maintain for a sustained period, keeping the engine at 3000 RPM there. And then at 100, it's sitting at around 2,500 RPM, which is part of what makes this such an economical unit. ton, 2 metre tall 4-wheel drive. It handles pretty well. You can feel that you've got a fairly high centre of gravity, but it goes where you point it, which is pretty good from a handling perspective compared to a lot of comparable vehicles. The suspension is somewhat soft, but Land Rover's got pretty switched on engineers for sorting things out to work in a variety of situations, whether you're running over rough, muddy tracks or on smooth highways. It's a pretty comfortable place to be. Got some typical Northland roads here, jiggling and undulating, and it handles it with ease. No need to worry about damaging expensive rims and potholes when you're driving a Land Rover. Alright, we're coming up to the 50 zone, good chance to test the brakes, so hold on. Yep, that stops pretty quick. And we'll drop the window so you can, as we're finishing off this video, have a listen to it idle along the outside. Just pull up here and then we'll do a final walk around. Don't forget the close of the auction at 8:15 tonight. Happy bidding. So that wraps things up. Not looking as shiny as she was. It's been to Auckland and back just yesterday, so we've got a rock solid truck here and it's going to serve the next owner very well for many years. Cheers!